Hi, Kathryn here with Handmade by Designs. On my work table today, I am putting together a set of emerald light earrings. If you have watched the DIY on the emerald light hoop pendant necklace, these are the earrings to match. When I made them, I said next time earrings come around on my mat, I would make the earrings to go with this necklace. So with that in mind, let's turn our eyes to the mat. So as we turn our eyes to the mat today, and we see the Simply Grateful on my work table, I am reminded of the many blessings we have living in this country. Just before I got started on this, I had gone in to get myself some lunch. And my husband came in from working, and he sat down with me, and we had, of all things, leftover pizza and frozen fruit. And because it is hot in Texas today. And so as I was thinking about that, I thought, wow, we are so blessed to be able to, on the spur of a moment, go someplace, pick up food that is to go, bring it home, eat it, and have a refrigerator to put it in. Because I'm reminded of a missionary trip my husband took about a year and a half ago now. And he was telling me about life being very different where he went. And food was always something people were looking for, food and water. So I pray for those who need a meal today. And I am thankful that I live in a country where I can have a piece of leftover pizza for lunch and be grateful for what the Lord has provided. So, what are you grateful for today? All right, let's get started. So we're starting off with these Toho hexagon seed beads in a green AB flash. Next on the list are my 11-0 gold seed beads. Then up from the June Bargain Bead box are these 8mm Malaysian jade frosted blue, light blue beads. Aren't they beautiful? And then we have the rondelles in a matte teal, and they're 6x4mm also from the Bargain Bead box. Those are beautiful. They almost look emerald. Oh, and I have some gold 2-inch head pins. And these beautiful ear wires are my gold-plated, 18-karat gold-plated ear wires that we'll be using. And I have 2 of the large 8mm hoops or jump rings. So the first thing we're going to do to get started, I'm going to pull out my rubber-tipped sorry about that, I had a brain lapse. My rubber-tipped pliers, and I am straightening out these gold head pins. Now these are a flat gold head pin, and I will be putting a bead at the bottom to dress them up just a little bit, but I'm straightening them as much as I can before I get started. You're going to need 3 of these for each of your earrings. And you can straighten them out once you get the beads on them. And I usually have to play with them because they are a little fidgety, but we're going to use these. All right, so we're going to start off with that 11-0 seed bead. Now the thing about the 11-0 seed beads is that not all of the center holes are equal. And so a lot of times it's pick and choose to figure out which one you're going to use. After that, I'm putting on that beautiful rondelle. And then I finally got an 11-0 that would fit. I am sorry. The next thing I did was put on a hex bead bead, and then another 11-0, and then the rondelle, and another 11-0 gold seed bead, just like that. This one says, nope, I'm not going on. And I'm not really sure why some of the holes are thicker than the others. But again, that is an 11-0, the hex bead, an 11-0, the teal rondelle, 11-0, then your beautiful matte bead, that frosted matte. It's gorgeous. Another 11-0 seed bead. See, can you see the shine in those? They're almost emerald in their shine. And when I take pictures, they don't show well. But after you put your 11-0 on, then you're going to put on another rondelle and an 11-0. And that is the top of the bead, of the dangle. So now I'm going to put on 3 of the hex beads on top of that, an 11-0 again. Let's see if I can find one that will go on the head pin. I ended up pouring out a lot of these in order to get them. And so the finished product, it looks like this. And if you have seen the Emerald Light necklace, you will see that this is very much the same style. Then I'm going to clip the tip so there's just enough for me to turn down a circle. And always turn that away from you whenever you're using your flush cutters or any kind of cutters to cut this. I'm grabbing it with my straight nose pliers, and I am going to turn that loop down. Gotta have to fidget with it a little bit, but I'm going to turn it down. Now I am using further up on the tip of these straight nose pliers than I normally would because I want a larger circle on them. And I'm sorry, now it's moved. Okay, let's see here. So here is a picture of this middle dangle, and this will be the middle dangle. So again, what we have just done is we have put on at the very bottom of your head pin an 11-0 gold seed bead, then one of your hexagon beads in the green AB flash, then another 11-0 seed bead, and then this beautiful teal, it's almost an emerald green rondelle, then another of the gold seed beads, and then this beautiful blue frosted round bead. I love that bead. It's gorgeous. And then another of your 11-0 gold seed beads, another of the rondelles in that beautiful tealish emerald green, then another 11-0 seed bead, and then this time you're going to add 3 of the hex beads, and then you're going to finish this off with an 11-0 seed bead. Now, as I said, when you turn this loop down, decide how big a loop you want, and you're going to position that along your straight nose pliers, because the larger or the further down the shaft you go, the larger the hole will be. All right, let's get back to this. All right, there it is. And so if you notice, that's a much larger hole than I normally make for my earring, well, really for anything that I'm using components on. But this is going to be real pretty on this. Now then, we're starting with the 2 outside dangles. Again, we're going to start with an 11-0 seed bead. And if you wonder why they're all spread out, these are oh my goodness, these are not going to work. I'm going to have to pour some more beads out. But I am moving them back in, and we're going to try it again. It's kind of a hit and miss there, and I'm not really sure why, but it is. My daughter said something about maybe it was the color, how much color it got into the hole itself, and that could be. And if you notice, I am determined that that one's going to go down. And if you notice the pile, I've also added some more 11-0s. Now I have put on 3 of the hex beads, and then I'm doing another 11-0 seed bead. Now again, for this one, I'm going to follow the pattern that I did in the necklace. So again, we will put on 3 of the hex beads and an 11-0 seed bead. Did you notice I put more out and it's easier to get it on the little piece? And then 3 more seed beads and an 11-0. I'm sorry, 3 more hex beads and an 11-0 seed bead. And it should look just like that. Alrighty. So for the outside dangles, and we're going to need 2 of these, I have put on the 11-0 gold seed beads, 3 of the hexagon green AB flash beads, an 11-0 gold seed bead, 3 more of the hexagon beads, an 11-0 seed bead, 3 more of the hexagon beads, and I finish it up with an 11-0 gold seed bead. Boy, that was a tongue twister. Now then, this is the deal. I am making the 2 outer edges of this earring shorter than the middle dangle. If you want all of yours to hang the same, you can add hexagons to this outside dangles until you get it the same length. But I really like the staggered look. Another thing you can do, and I'll probably show it to you in another video, but if you want to make these decorative on the bottom, one of the ways to do that is you can either clip off the very end or use eye pins. Put on your beads if you're using an eye pin, leaving the bottom free, or doing this part first, and you can hammer it out gently until you flatten the end. Make sure that you take a file and file off any rough edges, then flatten it out with a hammer, and you should have a nice flat end on it. And that's a pretty look too. And I have done that before, and I can do it in another video. But for this one, this is the way I'm going. All right, let's get back to what we're doing. And as we're getting ready to make a loop on this one, just the same way we did on the other, make sure you cut the end to about the length of half of your pointer finger. Turn it away from you when you cut it, and then place it on your straight nose and turn down in small turns and till it touches the wire. But as we're doing that, would you please like and leave a comment for this video? And if you haven't, would you subscribe already and click the notification bell? And one more thing, if you share this video with a friend, it would be amazing. Thank you so much. All right, so there we have a turned down loop for the outer edge. Now, if you put the loops together, this should hang one slightly longer than the other. Now then, we're going to straighten this up again, and then we're going to start the last outside loop. So again, for this outside dangle, not loop, this outside dangle, I got flustered whenever I realized I had switched the word subscribe and haven't already. But anyway, we're going to do this exactly the way we did the previous dangle. I am now in the search again for 11-0s that will go all the way down. And this one I'm going to have to be a little forceful with. So it's an 11-0 gold seed bead. Again, 3 of the hexagon beads in that beautiful green AB flash. An 11-0 seed bead. And we're going to do some searching and see if we can find one that will go all the way down. It usually is at the bottom that it's the hardest to get them to fit. Then 3 more of the beautiful green AB flash hexagon beads. An 11-0 seed bead. I am so thankful I'm through with the 11-0 seed beads, at least for this side of the earring. Just a minute. And after we get that 11-0 seed bead, down, we're going to go ahead and put the 3 hexagon beads on, and we're going to finish up with another 11 seed bead. Now, if you want them all to be the same size in your design, just add 3 more 11 seed beads, as long as you're using the same kind of material that I am. All right, so now then I've clipped it. I'm grabbing it with my straight nose pliers. I'm going about halfway up to make these loops because I want a pretty big loop. I want this to be part of the design, and so I want it to stand out. Once I've turned it, then I'm taking my chain nose pliers and very carefully holding it and making sure it is completely closed. And I tell you that the problem with the chain nose pliers sometimes, when you don't have something to hold on that isn't a bead on the other end, is it just jumps out and twists. But just be persistent and everything will be fine. Now then, I am taking that large jump ring, and if you have closed rings this size, you can leave your loops on your dangles slightly open and put them on and close them as if it were a jump ring. But I'm using these beautiful gold-plated jump rings for this, and I think I got these from Bead Along, the ones I'm using. And I'm sorry, my hands have closed. I can tell that I'm getting tired. Actually, this was a set of 3 or 4 earrings that I did this week, and this was the very last set that I did, but it was the very first set that I wanted to get out because it goes with that necklace. And I will put these up in the shop to make them available if you would like the necklace and the earrings, or if you just want one or the other. So here are the 2 finished products, and I just put them on and made sure that jump ring was closed. Now for the earrings, remember, I like my earrings to face forward. That's because I use clips and they always face forward. And my daughter, who learned to wear earrings from her mother, even though her ears are pierced, she wants her earrings to face forward. And so that's how I got in the habit of turning them. I am using a little 4mm jump ring. I'm adding my earring to the jump ring, and then I am adding that beautiful 18 karat gold plated wire and closing that up. And I'll lay it out. Now, isn't that pretty? And the really beautiful thing about it is because you have that big frosted bead in the center, it causes these to hang the way you want them to hang. And then again, I open my jump ring. Remember, as we've talked about before, hold it between 2 pliers and twist 1 wrist. Then when you close it up, just like this, you're going to twist 1 wrist and you're going to close it up. Make sure you touch the top of it, because if it's rough on the top, it's either too high or too low or slightly off to the side, but it's not closed completely. And there is the finished product. Isn't that awesome? They are so pretty. Look at the sparkle on those hexagon beads. I just love these. They catch the light. They have just a blue flash and a gold flash on those dark green, and I think they're gorgeous. Now, when I originally named this piece Emerald Light, it was because of the glass beads that sea glass color, and they had a deep emerald shine to them in the light. But this is every bit as beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? And it will swing and hang lovely on the ear, and it's going to make a beautiful addition to this necklace. As I said, I will be putting these up in the shop at circleartdesigns.net. I have not decided whether I'm going to change the original listing and just add these, or if I'm going to list them separate. But just look for them under Emerald Light. Isn't that gorgeous? They are so pretty. And see what I'm talking about when I take the pictures? It just doesn't show through as beautiful as it does with my camera. Oh, and there is that bead that I was talking about in the pendant, that sea glass green that shines through so lovely. Again, thank you for joining me today. I've had a lot of fun. These were a great pair of earrings to put together. I'm so glad I got them together and could share them with you. I hope you have an amazing weekend and an amazing beading experience of your own. God bless y'all, and I will see you next week. Again, these will be up in the shop. Kathryn, Handmade by Circle Art Designs. Bye, y'all.